Okay, I'm practicing on the 5-minute here. Got practicing my order entries with this system. Okay, I'm buying on limits here when this plunged. Anytime this is like this color, you're running these sell stops underneath this, and you're also running the buy limits to take advantage of this. So even though you sold into this triple, MetaTrader's attempting to enter the market in a direction here, buy. But if this would have been a volatility breakout here, you would have made money on the way down, just passive entry. This is really about passive aggressive. Now, if you're a passive aggressive person, the market's kind of like that. The market's like passive aggressive. Unfortunately, it's not. It's never like this. If this takes out this low, this 5-minute. So now here's where it's a very much appears to me to be a market maker move, because it's the 5-minute chart. But it doesn't mean they can't just keep crushing it through here all the way to, all the way to Memphis. So if you have this kind of analysis working, where you're thinking, well, breakouts become tops become bottoms on an angularity, on an angle. So maybe it's got to come all the way to stretch to here, right? Now you're thinking about getting in. I guess you put buy stops above it right now, maybe just a couple. You go scale into this thing. We could keep in Forex world, though. If news is coming out right now, we could just keep going. I mean, we just keep going. And in that case, your buy stops don't get filled, so no harm there. But in the same token, you have to think, well, if it gets down to here, I want to buy. I definitely want to buy here, irregardless. That is such a ridiculous price that the probability of a bounce off of that up into, like, say, up into here, with the last known low, that's a good money. It's a high probability trade. See, they didn't fill. So whatever you had in there, if you gridded into that, now some people call that like martingale, but at this point of the move, you're definitely, that's a good half-hour smash. Could still keep going down, but if you got enough, say you have a 10 pip stop on this order, and then you place another order down here with a 10 pip stop. How many times do you think you're risking 10 pips, make 20 pips? That's your worst order in those banks. And you just have them in there on a random basis. You could Fibonacci them, I guess, if you wanted to do all that stuff, and find the extension, go get that tool, break it out. You could go through all that, but on a 5-minute chart, who cares, right? It's really about this extremely overbaked situation, just like even, of course, this is a dead cat bounce here on this blue bounce, but this is a nice recovery all the way to retest and actually nick the top of that, and then the sellers come in. So if you're living in the 5-minute world, you really don't care about any news or anything. You just care about, okay, now it looks like it could be a sell here in the 5-minute. Trying to think about, hopefully you took profits on whatever little bounce you got there, because this could just become one of those, you can't believe it just keeps tanking. But I do think if you're holding on to half your position at this point, this is going to be your next exit up here. Like, it's like it just keep tanking. That's just how it is. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. It's terrible. If you're trying to go along this thing, you're just going, hey, really? But yeah, you're looking for highest probability trades. If it stabilizes here, drifts sideways, then because you got to start thinking about volatility breakout strategy at this point. After that huge collapse right there on the 5-minute, I don't know. maybe we're still waiting for news to come out. I don't really know where we're at in this chart. I'm just saying, if you had to trade the 5-minute chart based on this color wheel criteria, this is kind of how you have to think in terms like this, and just really thinking like a scalper, because you're really dialing into the momentum. And such a 5-minute chart is crazy, right? I mean, the setup's either going to work or it isn't. Right now, okay, so here's the moment of truth. Do we retrace? Now we got a double bottom on the 5-minute. Are we going to go back up? I don't know. If you have buy stops here and you passively get in, aggressively getting in means you're buying right here at the market. And then, like, if you had an order sitting down here, like way down here, and you're like, okay, this is great scalp zone, buy here and then dump here. Okay, here's where the continuation comes in. Now they're flirting with going for the new low. I don't know what's to the left of us, but I'm assuming since we just took out the low of the day, I think this could just start to really heat up onto the downside. So that's the moment of truth right there. Do we continuation, or is it going to try? I think it's probably going to continue. Now, you're going to overpay here if you're getting in on stops. You just kind of got a shitty price there. I mean, they just grabbed your like sell strategy, and then, okay, they got you now. You're hooked. So you have to really, it's not easy. Hopefully you didn't sell too much there. I wouldn't want to be a seller when it's blue, necessarily. Like, if I missed the entry on the 5-minute, I think really you have to say to yourself, yeah, you missed that move, right? I mean, come on. Think about it. Yeah, that's going to be a heartbreaker. But now it's kind of stabilizing at this this breakout thing here. But stuff on a 5-minute chart, you come back and you wait long enough, the whole world changes, right? On the 5-minute. Like, this could be like, yeah, these guys are right after all. They just didn't put a wide enough. So they're going to chop you to death constantly unless you're really going to jump on this. Okay, the 5-minute looks like, well, you'd have to say, in a robot terms, the robot's going to start buying as soon as the color changes here. 5 minutes hugging the market. He's long, he's short. He's the spread's going to kill him and the commission's going to kill him. But that's the what you price you pay for a 5-minute entry where it's low risk. I mean, you're not going to blow your account up risking 5 pips, right? A small position, 5 to make 8. You're still making risking 5 to make 10. Double your money. This looks like a decent place to put a buy stop, buy limit. It's quietening down now, so I think we could go up and try to heal this. Okay, now we're just coming right to where the sellers would come in, right at this pivot, and maybe it pulls back to here. You get in, so you gotta start thinking about maybe we could make it up to here now. 5 minutes. This is for people that just want to take the money and run. High probability setups on the 5-minute, pretty tight stops. See, now they just trapped everybody here. The guys that said, oh, it's going up, and now they're like, wait a minute, what happened to that up? Because 5-minute setups, you have tight stops in here. And when it does make a big move, you got to have double your money. So if you're risking 8 to make 16, plus, you got the spread in there, so you actually have to make more than double your money to make double your money. But yeah, I think it's if you're just doing entries of with the 8 pip stop, to make 16 pips isn't that hard as your initial order, and then you have wider ones, and you could risk 10 to make 20, but you need to have that scalp built into any. You need to at least, like this top became a bottom here. If you didn't nail that at the market, see, now it's turning blue. So that's your first. This would be 1, 2, wave 3 should be here. So you're always looking at If this is a wave 4, this is some correction or something because it's long extension. But when you get the backbeat here where it turns blue, now it looks like you could go up, right?